Hello, good evening.
Hi. Cool. So, welcome everybody to our orientation training, getting started call, where you can ask any questions about anything. And if I don't have the information, I'll find out for you and we can help people get orientated. So, this call's being recorded. I'm going to put it into the group afterwards as well. So, please be aware of that. And please know that all your questions are very helpful for everybody because, it's quite a lot when you join this company, when you start your own business. There's a lot to know and a lot to learn. So it's very much a learn as you go. You don't have to know everything right in the beginning to get started, but be aware that you are very welcome to ask questions at any time. You can put them in the chat. You can message Candace or myself. Please feel free to ask questions at any time whenever there's something that you want to know about, etc. So cool. One day you wanted to chat about something to get started. You were talking about
Ye-
getting a link.
Yes, I wanted to find out. Obviously, I received a couple of emails welcoming me into the
The
business,
Lifewave.
Lifewave
Yeah.
business, and I wanted to find out about my customer ID number.
Okay.
If obviously that number or under that number you start signing people in,
Yes.
and obviously you will need to go on the app to put people or sign them in. Am I right?
Yes. Sorry, that's interesting how that happened. So yes, what happens is, sorry, I didn't realize I'd put the sign-in thingy on admit. That's a bit annoying. So what happens is that you will sign into your account, and when you sign into your account, you you go under organization. If you have a look on the tab at the top, you go under organization. And I'll do a little video and I'll put it in the group tomorrow. And I think,
All
in
right.
fact, Candace has already done a video on this. So I'll go find it and I'll repost it in the group. So basically, you log in, you go under organization, which is one of the tabs in the middle, and you click on enroll new.
Oh, okay.
And then what happens is it brings a link up into your browser, and you copy that link from your browser and you send it to the person that wants to sign up with you.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then they're linked to your number. So now, what happens is also when you're building your teams, you want to put one in your left leg and one in your right leg.
Mm-hmm.
So in that video that Candace did, there's also, she shows you how to change your legs. That you do by
Oh,
you click on your name and you'll see that it comes up and it says account settings at the bottom left. You click on that and you scroll down until you see binary left leg, right leg, strong leg outside. And then you just click on whichever leg you want to put that person in. And then you go and get the link. So always go to the leg first and choose which leg you want to put that person in. And then you go and copy the link to the person. So usually it's one left, one right, or you can go two
all right.
left, two right. You don't start benefiting from commission or bonuses until you have one on each side, because you need to be get your
Okay.
binary system active, if that makes sense. Sometimes what
Mm-hmm,
happens
mm-hmm.
is if I have two personally sponsored people that are in the same community or from the same family or friends, I'll put them in the same leg because
Oh,
they'll
I
be
see.
talking to the same people, and you don't want them like getting stuck with, oh, I want to join with this group of people, but now you've got one in one side and one in the other. Does that make sense? So just
Mm-hmm.
be aware of that when you choose the leg. So friends, family, same community, I usually put in the same leg. Depends. There's always like,
I see.
there are caveats to that. But generally that's how we build the business, build the
I
teams.
see.
Okay.
Oh,
Then your first target is to go manager. So now going manager means you have 2 brand partners, personally sponsored brand partners on your left leg, and 2 personally sponsored brand partners on your right leg.
All right.
Okay. You you need to be doing 110 points per month, like the rolling month, which is basically 2 sleeves. So it could be one X39 and it could be any other sleeve. Or it could be 2 of the supplementary patches, because the supplementary patches, their point value is 55 points. X39 and X49 are 77 points.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So any 2 patches, you will have enough points to keep you active every month as a manager. If you signed up on core to remain active, you only need to have 55 points per month. But what happens is if you're not manager, when you start getting into the place where you can receive matching bonuses, you won't receive those matching bonuses unless you're manager. And in order to be manager, you need to have 110 points every month. Okay. So you will still, even if you core 55 points every month, you'll still get your cycle bonus, which is where you have 330 business volume on your left, 660 business volume on your right. You earn $50. Then every time that volume increases, you earn $50. The cycle runs from Monday morning till Sunday night. And then it starts again. Any unused business volume that hasn't gone into the 330-660 ratio will roll over into the next month, into the next week, and count for your next week.
Losing any points, it will just be carrying on.
Yeah. Providing you stay active. Okay. Sorry. That's not true. If you don't stay active, the points accumulate until you're active again.
I see.
Okay. Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry.
I don't know, because it went really low. We hardly can see you. Oh, I don't know if it's my internet
It
now.
might be yours. Can everybody else hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me moving, waving my hands? Okay, everybody's good.
No.
Wonder it might be your internet. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, because I'm on the inverter, but I don't have electricity, so
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
how.
Don't worry. Okay, so your first target is to get to manager. Do you have any questions on that?
No,
Okay.
I do understand. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a target to get to manager so that you can start receiving matching bonuses. That's why it makes a difference. Okay, cool. So then, do you have any other questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I was looking on the Lifewave app, and I thought maybe there is an app you can buy from, I don't know, Apple store or something. But I think it looks different than what I saw with us. But I don't know if it's the same or not.
There is a Lifewave app. It's for free. You can download it for free.
Okay.
Yeah. But I prefer to use my laptop. It's just easier to maneuver around, but there is an app. And you get, and there's actually there's some nice marketing resources on the app as well, that you can like click on the resource and then it says, do you want to email or do you want to send via WhatsApp, which is quite nice. And you can just send it straight from your phone.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Lauren, you
want to all from my side. Okay. I think as I will go, through all sorts of things, and if I will have more questions, then either I will ask you, or with the next meeting, maybe we can go into it if I won't find out any answers myself. Yeah.
Absolutely. Please always feel free to ask. Remember, we work for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Make us work. Put us to work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your questions. Lauren, you
Thank
had a
you.
question about the patches.
Hi
Sorry?
everybody. I'm new to Lifewave. I'm one of Cindy's downlines.
Cool. Welcome, welcome.
And thank you. I've been on the patches for a couple of, I'd say about a week or so.
Yeah.
I had a few issues with pain around my body and they seem to be dissipating.
Okay.
But the main reason why I actually used the patch or got the patch was for my mother's glaucoma.
Okay.
She was told that she has, I don't even know what percentage vision she has. She's got no percent in the one eye and very limited in the other because of the pressure.
Yeah.
And since she's been using the patches, and she noticed this today, that the one of her eyes, the good eyes, vision is starting to deteriorate. But I've also noticed that her eyes are not as red
Yeah.
and they're not as scratchy. So I'm trying to find out if this is a healing crisis. Is this normal? Is this maybe her body trying to fight something else first before it goes to the eye? I'm not sure. Can
Yeah.
anybody help me with that?
So the thing is, people's bodies heal differently. We've all got
Mm-hmm.
different things going on in our bodies. So I can give you an experience I had. I had something on my skin that um I have quite a sensitive skin. So if it comes into contact with weird stuff, or if something, even sunglasses on my nose, if my sunglasses rest on my nose, it creates like a
Mm-hmm.
little abrasion type thing. And
Okay.
a couple of weeks ago, this particular area suddenly flared up and became like almost pussy and like had like it looked like a real, like it was an infected sore. It was really weird. It like came up, it was like that for 2, 3 days. And then
Mm-hmm.
within a week, it dried up, the skin healed beautifully. And I'm going, oh, I think that was the stem cells that came and did some healing. Because it's like the cells that are not functioning at its optimum are now being replaced with healthy stem cells.
Okay.
So this is the thing, is like we can't predict how people's bodies are going to heal
Yes.
or how they're going to heal, what the process is going to be.
Correct.
What I would suggest is like, be curious.
Just push on.
Yeah, exactly. Be curious, notice the changes. Sometimes things get worse before they get better. Like that particular part of my skin got worse. It was like, oh my gosh, it was like, you know what I mean? It was like,
What's happening to me?
yeah. I'm like, am I getting some weird illness?
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm trying to also explain to her, is that a healing crisis sometimes happens in your body
yeah,
when things are actually being repaired.
yeah,
So they actually get worse before they get better.
possibly, yeah.
So it could
I
be one
would
of
just
those. But
keep going.
I've
But
also noticed the
what I do
pigmentation.
want to suggest though is please make sure you're drinking enough water
Yeah, I
and
have
drinking electrolytes.
stipulated that.
And
Yes, I
you
have made
do,
it.
yeah. And if you drink water, like you drink a whole glass of water and then drink another whole glass of water, you don't actually hydrate that way. In order to hydrate, you
Yeah,
need to sip throughout the day, and
just
that's
sip
how
it.
you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you drown your cells.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And I actually
Yeah,
learned that tonight when I was watching that one video on the detox.
yeah,
And it spoke about drinking fluids. And I normally just glug it down.
yeah,
And I can't understand why I'm running back and forth to the toilet. I'm like, but I'm supposed to be drinking water. But
yeah,
now I've realized I'm just slow down,
yeah,
just take a couple of sips, and then half an hour later, another
yeah,
couple of sips, and then carry on that way throughout the
yeah,
day
yeah,
instead of chugging down a whole half a liter of water.
yeah. Unless you need to exercise.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you need to get to that bathroom
Yeah,
more often than you think you do, or
yeah,
you want to go to
exactly.
the bathroom to get away from work or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, no, that's perfect. I just wanted to know because she's a little bit nervous now to
of course.
continue with the patches.
No, absolutely
And
understandable. It's new. Do you know what I mean? We like when you start patching, it's new. So you're not sure what's going to change. And there's always, that like, it's so funny how we're so programmed into thinking something's gone wrong instead of recognizing, oh, actually, this is the change we're asking for. It's like,
yes,
um,
and just push through, and maybe you'll see an improvement in a week or or 3
Yeah.
days. We don't know how the body heals. So
No, and also the body has its own, it has an innate wisdom. So it
yes,
knows where the stem cells know where to go first. And it might not be where you expect it to go first. You know,
yeah,
you may think, oh, I've got a broken finger. It's going to go to my broken finger first. And it may go, I'm going to the liver first. But you won't know
yeah,
that because, you know, it's like inside, you can't see it. So,
yeah,
yeah. So
exactly.
trust your body. I think this is also really great exercise in learning to trust your body because your body
Okay.
does know. Your body has an innate wisdom and a consciousness. I mean, if you consider like the heart knows how to pump the blood and the lungs know to breathe in oxygen and the muscles know how to work and the skeleton knows how to work. It's like, it's amazing, right? This
Yeah,
engineering design of our amazing bodies like actually does know how to function. So be curious
exactly.
and, you know, like also appreciate how amazing our bodies are.
Yeah,
But
divine
with
machines.
glaucoma,
Yeah.
What about the glaucoma?
once the damage is done, there's no ways they can.
No, there's been reports that she's asking there have been other testimonials on glaucoma and
Yeah.
people experiencing pressure reduction. I know that. I just need to get my hands on some of those testimonials.
Okay.
Where would the best place would the
Okay. I'll repost. We have 3 places that you can go for testimonials. I'll repost that. Or Deb, if
okay?
you can get it quick, that would be amazing. We'll repost that into the WhatsApp group. And then there's
I'm not on
2
the WhatsApp
YouTube
group.
channels and one, sorry?
I'm not on the WhatsApp group. I'm only on the Telegram group.
Okay.
I don't
So,
know if anyone.
um,
Sorry, Jen, isn't there stuff on the Telegram group from the Lifewave testimonials group?
yes, but
Yeah.
yes, that is one. So there's 2 YouTube channels and there's one Telegram group where all the testimonials are. So
Okay,
are you
I'll go
already
and have a
on the
look again.
Telegram group with those
I'm on the
testimonials?
Telegram group. I don't
Okay.
know about the YouTube group. I didn't know there was one that was for YouTube.
Yeah, so we'll
Yeah,
put those
Cindy
links.
only introduced me.
We'll put those links
Hi.
into the WhatsApp group and then you can follow it
Okay.
from there.
Okay, well, I'll have to ask Cindy to forward them to me because I'm not on the WhatsApp group.
Are you not on WhatsApp at all?
No, she's going to still add me to, I think,
It's the Lifewave
this
Abundance
group.
group. Okay.
I think your group is smaller, so she was going to
Yeah.
invite me to your group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but I'll have to wait for her to invite me to that because I'm not on that.
Okay. And if you want to private message me your number in the call here, then I can add you quickly if you like.
Oh, okay, perfect. I'll do
Yeah,
that.
just put in the chat. Yeah, I'll pick it up from there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks,
You're very
everybody, for your
welcome.
help.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. So
Okay.
does anybody else have any questions? What is Dr. Lotz up to? Traditional herbal remedies. Nice. Anyone else? Okay, so I will kind of briefly chat through getting started and creating a business. So what I usually suggest to people is when you get started, thanks, Lauren. When you get started, do like little bits every day. This is what I did. I like watched one video a day on a product or read up something on a product, or I read something up on stem cells so that I could understand stem cells and how they function, not from a scientific point of view or needing to be a doctor or anything like that, but just that I could talk about stem cells that made sense to people who are not in the medical field. Because most people don't know what stem cells are or what they do or what's the benefit of having a good amount of stem cells in your body. So I suggest to people, start off with that. Just start learning a few things. You don't have to be an expert in anything, but if you know where to go to get the information, that's very helpful. Because then when people ask you questions, say, yep, I've got a pamphlet for that, I've got a video for that, and you can send it to them. And then also what I suggest is hop on one of the presentation calls once a week. Even if you get very busy during the week and you don't do anything from a business perspective in terms of building your business, it helps you stay, I'm going to say, I use different terms like in the energy or the vibe of things. if you watch the presentations once a week, then it just reminds you of how amazing Lifewave and the patches are. And it reminds you that there's a community that is here to support you. And it reminds you that if you hear someone in conversation talking about something going on with their body that's not so great, you can have those conversations with them, and then you like have, you like kind of in the groove, in the vibe. I'm not quite sure how else to language that. So that's what I suggest you do, whether you're active at the time or not. It doesn't matter, but just keep yourself plugged in. Then also every Saturday evening, we are part of a team called This Is It Team, and they're led by Steve and Gina Merritt, who are based in the States. They have a huge business around the world, and they've set up weekly training. It's a lot about motivation, staying motivated, how to talk to people, how to create a business. It's usually geared towards getting to senior presidential director, which is one of the ranks that you can achieve when you start building your business. And they give you tips and techniques on how to do that. So if you want to go a little bit faster, or, I mean, you don't even have to do it in 90 days. They do the training for you to go SPD in 90 days. It might not be your thing to go 90 days, but it's good to get the information, because they give you, they talk about how to talk to people and how to follow up, etc. So there are lots of places where you can plug yourself in to get the information. And as I said, you're also very welcome to ask in the WhatsApp groups or give Candace or myself a call on anything. So when you get started, start learning about specifically X39 and stem cells, and also be aware of how your body is when you first start patching, because it's great when you start having your own story about what the changes that are occurring with your own body. There is an assessment sheet. I'll repost that in the group as well, where you can mark off, these are the different things that are going in my body. I've got like a stiffness here, and I've got a painful elbow, and I've got a swollen toe, and whatever it is. And then you can make notes of that, and then you can start tracking the changes so that you can see, you know, what is how the patches are contributing to you. Also, if you are speaking to people and you've just started patching, or you've just joined and you just started your business, don't worry if you don't have so-called proof yet about how the patches have worked for you. Use the testimonials that are available that everybody is putting into the groups. Those are also very helpful to use those. And as you know, we have lots and lots of testimonials about how amazing these patches are. So there's that. Please manage people's expectations. Like Lauren was saying, that, you know, everybody's body is different, so we can't predict what the changes are going to be with people's bodies. So just manage those projections to say, okay, this person has had this result in this amount of time, but please understand it might not be the same for you. You may be quicker, you may be slower. Like Candace's inflammation took 18 months before she noticed changes with the inflammation in her body. Some people are getting the results quicker. So it's not about guaranteeing. We never ever say we're going to heal anybody's bodies. We are never, it's not for us to say that the bodies are going to heal. Talk about changes, talk about improvements, talk about benefits instead. And so, okay, this is how the bodies can improve. This is what can change. You could maybe have a 50% reduction in symptoms, things like that. So talk about that, rather than guaranteeing somebody that they're definitely going to have results or they're going to heal. That's not for us to predict, and we can't. There's no ways we can predict that anyway. Then what I suggest is, from a business perspective, if you decide to create a business with Lifewave, and I did not do this in the beginning, and it's one of the very first things that are told to you is like, make a list of people that you know, and I didn't do it. Okay, no, I'm going to do this organically, and it's just as I hear about what's going on for people, or I just happen to have a conversation. I also have another business that's involved with coaching, and in mental wellness, it's a stress relief technique and stuff like that. And I'm going, I'll just, like, you know, when I'm like having conversations with people, just naturally have a conversation, da 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 da. And I'm going, oh, well, that actually is a really lovely way to create a business. The only thing is it doesn't go so fast. It's slow when you do it like that. So I would suggest make a list of people that you know. Now, the biggest thing is when you're making a list, notice how you prejudge. You look at that name and you're going, can they afford it? Will they be interested? They said no to me about this and this. I know they have this point of view about whatever. Please don't prejudge. It's not for us to decide whether somebody would be interested in this business or not. It's for that person to decide. Our job is to share the information. And then once you've shared the information with them, then they can choose whether they want to be involved in this business or not, or whether they want to, because some people are going to want to build a business. Some people are just going to want to use the patches. Some people are going to want to do both. So it's very much, you want to ask questions and and listen to what people want to do. It's not about us telling them what we think they should be doing, but rather them letting us know where they're at and what they want to do next, and then what they want to do next. So you're pretty much leading them and supporting them as they move through the steps of creating a business for themselves. When you write down your names, you might not talk to everybody, but write down all the names. You'll be surprised how that boosts your confidence with this kind of business when you have a list of names. And there's fun ways that you can do it. Obviously, you can go through your telephone contacts and your WhatsApp contacts. You can go through, if you have an email distribution list, go through that. If you're on social media, go through that. Then you can think of the communities that you're part of. So if you're part of a book club, or are you part of a Toastmasters, or you're part of a hiking group or whatever, and write down all those people that you know. Then you can think about people that you know in countries around the world. So you can think, okay, who do I know in the UK? Who do I know in Wales? Who do I know in India? Who do I know in South America? Who do I know in the States? And write down all of those names. So then you can like play other games. There's like, who do I know whose name starts with A or B or C? But find fun ways to like create your lists. And you'll see that it's quite fun. Now, what I do with my list is I don't go from top to bottom. That's way too structured and organized for me. And I was like, that's not fun. So I kind of scan the lists and I go, okay, you, and I'll put a little star, and I'll go, you, little star, you, little star, little star. And that's how I make contact with people, is I let those names pop at me of who wants to go next, if that makes sense. So like play games with it like that too. It's like, oh, okay, you want to be, I can phone you today. I also, and this is where you find your groove, you find your rhythm, you find your momentum, and find what works for you, because we can give you a lot of tips and tools on how to create this business. But if you don't make it your own, it's going to come across a little bit false, which is maybe not something you want to do, is to like try and be something you're not, rather be you. So this is how I do it, is I'll message someone, and I've been contacting people that I haven't spoken to for 10, 20 years. It's actually been quite fun catching up. I'm going, hey, we haven't chatted for a long time. I have something that you might be interested in. Do you have time for a call in the next few days? And then I set up an appointment. So it's not like you make a phone call. For me, this is my personal point of view, and you're going to hear different things from different people. So find out find what works for you. But for me, it's just like if I phone someone randomly out of the blue to try and talk to them about Lifewave, I just think it's a little bit confronting. And I let the person, I want to catch up and I want to talk to you about something. So I let them know that I want to talk to them about something, so that it's not like, oh, you're just phoning me to talk to, to try and sell me something. You don't want that kind of vibe going on in your conversation. And if I'm in conversation with someone and there's no ping, so if there's no like, you say, hey, what have you been doing? How's this? How's that? Ask questions, have a chat. And then they ask me, what have you been up to? Da, da, da. And then I say, oh, I've got my coaching business going really well. And I've just partnered with a company called Lifewave. We're working with stem cell regeneration technology. And then I wait to hear if there's a question. And then I said, do you know anything about stem cells? Because to start talking to people about a patch or Lifewave is not really going to work if they don't understand that you actually want to talk to them about stem cell regeneration, because otherwise there's no connection. It's like kind of, oh, it's a patch in a company, so what? But if you start asking them, do you know anything about stem cells? And they say, yeah, maybe a little bit, whatever, you find out where they're at. And I'll say, well, I knew a little bit about stem cells because I was a practitioner in such and such, so I knew a bit about stem cells. I said, but what I didn't realize is that when you get to the age of 60, you have hardly any stem cells being generated by your body anymore. And I open up the conversation like that. And then I start saying, and we're having great benefits with different things like fibromyalgia or diabetes or whatever. And I wait for someone to say to me, oh, but you know what? I've just been diagnosed with this, or my husband's just been diagnosed with that, or my mom this, or whatever. And then you have a connection. So you want to have a conversation that's opened up for you to give them some information and then see if there's a ping. George actually has a really good way of talking about this. He says, you're waiting for an echo. When you hear the echo, and then I say, okay, would you like me to send you information? So my conversations, unless we've got a lot of catching up to do, they're never really more than 15, 20 minutes. They're quick. And then I'll say there's like I can send you information about the patches and stem cells. And I said, then also you can create a business with this, and we can talk about that as well. So you can just be interested in the patches, or you could be interested in additional income. You can do both. It's totally up to you. And then you hear from the person what they're interested in. And then you say, cool, I'll send you the information, and you send them information. Now, one thing I've started doing, which I wish I'd done it before, is I say, okay, I'll get back to you in a couple of days, write down all your questions, and then we can go through it again and have another chat. Is now I'm saying, okay, go through the information, and then we can catch up in a couple of days. We'll have a follow-up call in a couple of days, and then we can go through all your questions. What time will work for you? Do you want to do Friday or Saturday? And I actually book the follow-up appointment before I put the phone down on the first call. I haven't done this before, so I'm going to see if it changes my sign-up rate, and I'll let you know. But this is where you've got to look at, you're in business. This is your business. We are partnered with Lifewave, but you are in business now. So look at the potential of this business. You could you could have an ongoing increasing generative income for the rest of your life. Yes, you're going to have to work for a year or two, perhaps, maybe, depending on how quickly you go. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. Totally up to you. Remember, it's your business. You get to choose how fast you want to go. It's like, treat it as a multi-million-dollar business. So be professional with it, but be professional with it in your own head. Not, it's not about what other people do, but just like know that you are running a multi-million-dollar business. This is going to create generative, ongoing, increasing income for the rest of your life. So be willing to put in the work. Be willing to, even when people say, no, thank you, not interested. I had one person the other day say to me, oh, I'm so sad that you have to get hold of me under these circumstances. And I was like, I'm not sad, I'm excited. You get all kinds of things. I mean, we're dealing with people. We got to love them and get irritated with them sometimes too. Be okay with that. People have some very interesting things to say. But recognize that when people say no, thank you right now, it's because now is not the right time. There's no echo. It's okay. You can maybe get back to them in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, and say, hey, has anything changed? Are you ready? Would you like to take another look? Did you, you could say, oh, we've just had the most amazing results. This is what's changed for me. Or we've got a new product coming out next week. We've just heard about this amazing new product. Would you like to take another look? If you end your conversations with people are like, absolutely no problem. If anything changes, please feel free to get a hold of me. If you hear of anyone that can benefit and have some health challenges and can benefit from the patches, please feel free to refer them and keep the door open. Now, there's two things usually that stops you from creating a big business. One will be being affected and upset by people's points of view and them saying no to you. Recognize that that is your reaction to their choice. That slows you down, puts you on hold, makes you feel bad, or something like that. It's your reaction. It's and you can change that reaction. This is from my coaching business, and this is one way you can handle it. You can just say, oh, interesting point of view. I have that point of view. So that you are not the effect of your point of view about their choice. And when it's your friends and your family, and you know that these patches can benefit them, and they've got a health challenge and they're saying no to you, it's very important for you to be able to go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have a point of view that I have to get into this business, so that you are not affected by their choice, because that will tend to slow you down. And you don't want to be slowed down. Keep going. They may come back to you, they may not, but you've got to be willing to allow people to choose what is going to work for them. It's not for us to tell people and force people into this business. Always invite people in. Always keep the door open. The other thing that will stop you is if you make yourself wrong. If you say, oh, then I probably didn't tell them properly, or I didn't send them the right information, or I left it too long before I followed up, or I said something wrong, or I didn't say the right thing. If you judge yourself and make yourself wrong, again, you're going to slow yourself down, because that will affect, I'm going to call it, your mood. So you're going to watch out for the things that are affecting your mood, because you want to always feel good about what you're offering, because you are actually blessing people with what you know. What they do with that information is up to them. That doesn't make you not, it doesn't change the fact that you are still willing to bless people with this information. You're still willing to be the gift. You're still willing to share. Just make another phone call. Get up tomorrow and do it again. Harvey did this on training. I think it was last week or the week before. He was like, just take one more step. You just have to do one more phone call. You just have to send one more message. You just have to do one more thing. Just do one more. Don't think about, oh, I need 10 more people to get to manager, or I need to do this to get to double Twinkie, or whatever. Don't do that to yourself. It's like, I'm just going to do one more, and go to your list. Who pops for me? That person. Okay, I'm going to phone them. And also realize that you're going to have more people saying no thank you to you right now than people are going to say yes to you. It's okay. It's okay. And that's actually how it works. So if you don't make yourself wrong for any of it, and just go, oh, okay, maybe next time I'm going to learn from this. Next time I'm going to do it this way. And then you just tweak it a little bit. Like, so for me now with my follow-ups, instead of just like, oh, I'll give you a call in 2 days, and then you like phone and you go ghosted or whatever, I'm going to try now setting up appointments first before, my follow-up appointments, booking those. They may move or get, canceled or postponed or whatever, rescheduled. It doesn't matter. I'm going to try something different. So you're in business. You have a multi-million-dollar business. You're going to learn what is going to work for you, and you're going to learn what's not. Also, listen to people. Some people I know, when I'm talking to them and I start going, okay, so I'll get back to you in a couple of days. And I get that, I don't want to be harassed, pushed, forced, whatever. Then I back off. And they say, okay, cool, no problem. You let me know when you're ready. If I don't hear from them a week, I'll just message and say, hey, have you had time to go through the information, or do you need more time? And I'll just like now and again, just remind them that I'm still around. So you've got to play with this and figure out what works. And there isn't one way with everybody, because you're dealing with different personalities. You're dealing with people in different situations. You're dealing with people that are in financial situations or in health situations or something. So you've got to kind of feel your way through it, learn to trust your intuition, and follow that. So that is where I'm at right now. So does anybody have any questions on how to build their business and how to get started? Okay, Simon, you're going to have to, I've asked you to unmute. Simon, are you on a laptop? It's usually on the bottom. It's either on the very bottom, on the very left, depending on which laptop you have. Okay. I think he said he's going to phone me or something. You're going to phone me. Does anybody else have questions?
There we go. There we go. I've done it.
You found it.
Yeah,
Cool.
the other one ran out of steam. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Good. Thanks very much. I'm okay with getting hold of people or
Yeah.
people discussing things and getting into it, and it's just so wonderful. You just talk about what you've come across and how it's what it's done for me, because I know them all. I just introduced them and said, I've got I've got a bad back,
Yeah.
degenerative spine, and Candace sorted me out, and I said in 3 or 4 minutes it went from 8 out of 10 down to whatever, and so now it's on a normal sort of 2 or 3 on the scale, but it's I can live normally, and so that gets the conversation going.
Yeah.
And then I said, do you know anything about stem cells? Because I'm actually now 80, but when I say, do you know that when you get to 30, you've lost about 50%? And they said, no. And they said, well, funny enough, my husband was doing the car the other day and he's messed his back up. And so they're coming to see me tomorrow. But I've had a lot of introductions to people. But my biggest problem, and the question to you is, I'm not that great on the computer, particularly got rid of the old one to get this one so I can get going properly.
Yeah.
And it's really signing people up,
Mhm.
because I have no problem with a lot of people who want, when I say a lot, there's 4 or 5 now who would like to just buy for a month and
Yeah.
see how it goes. That's fine with me, because my whole approach and attitude is don't push them. If they like it and it works for them, and they'll go for it.
Yeah.
And we can take it. But by that stage, I'll be asking them how it's going and all the rest of it. So I
Yeah.
don't have a problem. But what I would really like to do is to have somebody on a Zoom call and take me through with 1 or 2 people who want to join. And I've got 2, 3 people who want to come in
Okay.
on the business side as well.
Okay.
So what do you recommend would be the best way of?
So I'm happy to hop on a Zoom call with you, and we can screen share, and I can show you how to sign them up. I've got
Okay,
time
that would be.
tomorrow if you want to schedule a call tomorrow.
So it'd have to be in the afternoon because I've got a market tomorrow.
Give
That's
me a
been
couple
great.
of yeah, give me a couple of times that works for you, and then we'll book a time and we'll do a Zoom call.
Okay, could I give that to you now?
No, let's do it privately if you don't mind.
Not at
Just
all.
because
That's
yeah,
fine.
because
Of
it's just
course.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes,
You're welcome.
thanks very much. Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I would like to add is when people start with X39, and I had this experience with someone I signed up, is I'm sure I said to them, the minimum time period to use X39 before you start noticing difference is 3 months, and you start receiving the maximum benefits between 6 and 9 months. Say it 2 or 3 times to people because they don't hear it. And I had one lady who said, oh, I haven't seen the difference yet, da, da, da. And I said, yes, but, it's at least 3 months. And she kind of went, oh, it's like, so I'm going, okay, she didn't hear me. So I'd say it 2 to 3 times to people. It's, just realize that it's going to take at least 3 months before you notice effects. Some people do see it quicker, but be willing to go at least 6 to 9 months before you judge whether it's working or not. So
absolutely.
yeah. So just I would just add that in when you're talking to people.
Yeah. I've been doing that as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Also then maybe it'd actually be very cool next week, Tuesday, if you're on the call, will you do a testimonial for us?
Very much so, yeah.
Thank you.
Very happy.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? Awesome. Okay.
Hi, Jenny. Sorry.
Yes.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Suraya.
Hello, Soraya. Who's Wally is? Who's Wally? How'd you
Yeah,
pronounce
my daughter, she changed, she put her name on all my devices, and
it? Oh,
since she was 8 and I wasn't able to remove it.
okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm doing it on my phone today instead of my laptop. That's
No
why
worries.
you didn't recognize me. I do have a question. I hopped on a Zoom call of Nuri's yesterday.
Yeah,
My sister sent me the link,
yeah.
and she was talking about being in the States at the moment, and using her commission that she had transferred to a debit card. She said we can order the debit card, Lifewave sends it, and the money goes straight into the debit card.
Yeah.
And she's currently using that while she's touring the US.
Yeah. They're
To
not
make her
available in
payments.
South Africa.
How do we get the card?
They're not available in
Oh,
South Africa.
so if I'm going to the US in December, I could get it from there or what?
I don't know. Let's find out. It might. It
Okay.
depends because your account's registered in South Africa,
Yeah.
so you might not be able
Oh,
to.
so she got it done in the US while she's there,
Okay,
or
well,
not?
let's find out.
Because
Jenny,
she's actually based in South Africa. She's just she got a ticket for the
Conference.
thing that the conference that
weekend.
everybody's gone for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't know anything about the debit card?
I do
was
know
wondering
about it, but it's not available. As far as I know, it's not
For us.
available here for us. But let's find out
Okay.
if you could get it when you go to the States. And Malika, did you want to say something?
yes, because I actually was looking into the card as well.
Yeah.
And it actually takes quite a while, right? So it takes I think they said anything between 25 to 30 business days, right? So probably about
Okay.
6 to 8 weeks for you to be able to get the card. So if you are going to be going to the US, you would need to make sure that you obviously arrange to order the card and all of these type of things way in advance to ensure that it would be ready when you're there.
Okay.
Great. When can
Thank you.
how do I go about ordering it, Malika, if you don't mind guiding me?
So because obviously this isn't available in SA as such, right? Could I
Malika's
maybe
based in
ask?
Prague.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, can I ask you to then just also like send me a message and then I'll
Yes,
just
I
give you
will.
some additional information with regards to it.
I would be so grateful and so
Okay, perfect.
appreciative. Thank you very much,
No
Jazana. Yeah, I
problem.
will do
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
And
Thank
then
you.
on that note, do you know that so also please get your e-wallets set up so that when your commissions start getting paid, they'll go into your e-wallet and then you put in your bank account details and then you can set up an automatic transfer that you receive your money once a week. I love this about Lifewave. It's my favorite thing, getting paid weekly. So that you can get your commissions and your bonuses paid out into your local bank account. There's also an option, providing you don't have it on automatic transfer, that you can use the commission that's in as to buy your patches. So there's a buyback option as well. So you can buy your patches with your commission, or you can get it transferred into your bank accounts.
That's true. It's called spend back. Yeah.
Spend back, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's also an option.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I just want to take this number quickly. Think. Okay. Who else? Anything else that you'd like to know? Awesome. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here. We are going to do this once a week, so you can invite new people and your guests onto this call so that they can get their training as well. And if there's anything that you want to see in the back office, we can sometimes do screen shares as well, and we can drive through the back office from time to time. So have fun, talk to everyone. My point of view is everybody needs to know about Lifewave. So be willing to share this information as much as you can and have fun with it and enjoy building relationships with people, enjoy catching up with old friends that you haven't spoken to for ages and ages, or old work colleagues or whatever. Remember, interesting point of view when anybody says no to your reaction to their no, And don't make yourself wrong for anything. Just keep learning, keep asking, keep growing. You have a multi-million-dollar business. Have fun learning how to handle a multi-million-dollar business. Generative, ever-increasing, ongoing income for the rest of your life. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Thank you, Jen.
Pleasure. Bye, bye,
Thanks very
bye.
much. Bye.